I'm here outside Dunleary train station, across the road at the town hall, and I just found another spot of hyaluronic acid on the wall. So where's the hyaluronic acid seeping into this building? Because it has been made by masons, and inside it is probably a couple of tears. Hold on. What's a tear? A tear is a hybrid that was created by your enemy. He looks like you, but he's not like you. So, in the last days in the Bible it says, but a little while, in the book of Malachi, in the last, but a little while and the wicked will be ash under your feet, or dross. So here's more of it, look. Now it hasn't been raining today, but in the past 2 days it's had two of the worst storms so far this year. And look, we're right next to the beach, right next to the sea. So that means if you're next to the sea, the storm's probably going to be particularly a bit more violent. Now it's been raining, pissing rain for the past couple of days. And someone says, so there's this stuff here, look, hyaluronic acid. You can see it's still there, it's been here for a month now. Yeah, it's pure sticky as well. And wait, if you rub that on your wrinkles. But that's what that is, that's hyaluronic acid all over the wall. It's been here for a few days. So when you see all these little black patches all over this building. See, this is all interlinked. I'd say this is part of the reason why the Sea of the Irish Sea is one of the is a dead ecosystem, because there was loads of churches all over Ireland, but they weren't linked together until they built the roads. Then when they built the roads, the foundations are all linked in together. So basically they turned the whole country into one big spider web of pagans' temples. So you have a wall down there that has loads of hyaluronic acid on it. There's a few different spots. Now when you go up here, I'm going to pause this for a second and show you the pyramid structure that the church is, and how it's all linked in by these walls, and how most people will never notice in their entire life that they're being predated upon by parasites. So yeah, look at the stone structure here. It's in the shape of a pyramid, and if you look at it, you can see all the black stuff all over it. The vapour that darkens, look, it goes up at a 45-degree angle, and it goes up into that tower. So I'd say part of the reason why the sea is dying as well is because of all the roads that were built linking all of these cathedral cities up. There's all that black stuff there, look. Now I'm sure if you run around your own country or your own land, wherever it is, and you see these fucking horrible monstrosities that they call churches and cathedrals, they'll have all that sticky stuff all over them. Eventually you'll find a bit. I found a bit in town before, but I went back the next day and it was all dried up. But that one down there, that sticky stuff down there, it's definitely been there for about a month. And there's more than one spot, so they can't say that because I witnessed it a month ago. Now it's been raining badly, lashing rain, so surely it should have came off surely it should have been washed off the wall by now. It's been raining. There's been a few storms since I first found it. But here's another thing the church is telling you, the lie of the Catholic Church. They probably call this place St. Michael's. Now look, you see the dragon? The Catholic Church has it believing that St. Michael kicked Satan out of heaven. That's not the case. Hasn't happened yet. In Revelations it has to happen. What happened first of all was the Most High God cast him down on his belly in the Garden of Eden and says you will crawl on your belly. He didn't like that, him and his crew. So what him and his crew done was they tried to build a Tower of Babel and invade heaven to kill God. There's more of that black stuff there, look at it. Yeah, to get back, they said they were going to kill God. but that didn't work. The Tower of Babel fell. There's a story about people coming to Ireland that witnessed the Tower of Fall of the Tower of Babel in the Book of Invasions. But what's happening here is Michael, the Archangel, has to go up and kick him out of heaven because he's in the second heaven now. He's up there above you in what they call the UFOs. So in Psalm 61, King David, the angel of the Lord, is probably Michael, not a name of him, the Lord's angel. He had a hiding place. It was here in Ireland, a strong refuge. Psalm 61, a strong refuge where there was two different realities. This thing here is like a projector. Probably if you drill down underneath these, you'll find bits of mercury in the foundations. Not 100%, but definitely in a lot of the pyramids you find it, because they act like projectors, cinema projectors, projecting an archon reality, like a different dimension it projects. And in that dimension there's carbon-14, but in the dimension that was there beforehand, as far as I can make out, there is no carbon-14 or carbon-12, because carbon-14 degenerates into carbon-12 after a million years. So basically this thing here is killing you. These are hazards. These are health hazards. You go into a shop, you're a bunch of muppets. Retarded human condition. It's not your fault really, but you're still retarded all the same. All humans are. What you do is you go in and you say, oh, I want to live a long, healthy life. And you'll eat loads of healthy stuff. You'll pay fortunes for it. You don't need to do all that. All you need to do is pull down all of these things. And that's when you live long, truly healthy lives. These things are killing you. Best thing to do when you see these is spit on them, because you don't want your spits in the leaves. So basically when all these are pulled down, there's something called the leaves above us and they break apart. But to get back to King, and the water comes down, the vapour and the resurrection happens. But to get to what I was saying, King David had a load of towers and they were filled with rock salt. And they couldn't find Ireland. High Brazil, the High King, the High Brazil and High Benonia, High Brasilia, could be the same thing, High Brazil or High Benonia. They just changed it over the years because they don't mind changing a few things, lying dirty pieces of shit that they are from the Vatican and the little maggots. So inside of these buildings, that vapour is seeping in though. It's seeping in because inside there is tears. Someone in your office, if you work in a building like that, probably looks like you, talks like you and all, but he's not like you. It's actually a parasite, and the only reason that thing exists is because your vapour is being stolen and seeped out through these idolatrous buildings. Because the Lord says, you shall not lift a tool upon a stone and call it an altar to the Lord. If you lift a tool upon a stone and call it an altar to the Lord, you have polluted it. So what's pollution? God gives life. So the opposite of giving life, pollution, is taking life. So all of these things, they start to eat one another in the future when all these buildings start getting pulled down. These third things, these hybrids, they have to be around this sort of structure. And then you can box them up, you can. If I was say today I was to stay out in the countryside and pull down all the churches, they'd all swarm into Dublin, where there's more of these cities and buildings, you know. They swarm into Dublin, but they start eating one another, chewing off one another's arms and all. It's like the zombie apocalypse. That's where it comes from, the Bible. Because these actual creatures, they're not like me and you. So this sticky stuff here that's on this thing, it's been there for months. It's never months. It should have washed off by now. There's always big heavy storms because they're right next to the sea down here, look. So I pointed it out. I pointed it out to the fellas in here and they tried to make a laugh at me. They said call the Ghostbusters. So there's what it looks like after it's been dried up. See here? That's mentioned in the Book of Mormon if you read the Book of Mormon. And there's loads of all little sticky spots down there. It goes right down, look. Oh, it's proper sticky. And there's what it looks like. But because it's an acid, it starts to corrode at the rock. I'm going to show you down here quickly where it corrodes before this runs out. 15 seconds. There, look.